Greetings, my name is Shalini GR, studying first year MSW at Dwarakadas Govardhandas Vaishnav College, Group Work for Sex Workers. Hello everyone, today we are diving into a topic that's both critical and often misunderstood, the legal framework surrounding sex work in India. By the end of this video, you'll gain a clearer understanding of the challenges faced by sex workers and the laws that affect their lives. Understanding the issue. Sex work in India is complex, shaped by cultural, societal, and legal factors. At the center of this issue, the Immortal Traffic Prevention Act 1956 or ITPA. Unfortunately, this act is unclear in defining key terms like sex work and prostitution, which has major consequences for sex workers. Legal challenges. One of the biggest problems with the ITPA is its vagueness. It criminalizes owning a brothel or living off a sex worker's earning, but it doesn't clearly differentiate between voluntary sex work and human trafficking. This confusion not only stigmatizes sex workers but also drives their work underground, making them more vulnerable. Recently, the Supreme Court acknowledged sex work as a legitimate profession, stating that sex workers are entitled to dignity and equal protection under the law. This means police interference is unwarranted if a sex worker is an adult and consents to their work. However, despite this positive ruling, significant challenges remain, such as violence, stigma, and limited access to healthcare and housing. Impact on sex workers. This lack of clarity creates numerous challenges. Without a clear line between voluntary work and exploitation, many sex workers face discrimination, harassment, and even more violence. The current legal framework often makes it hard for them to access healthcare, legal support, and other vital services. The recent court ruling aims to provide a foundation for better treatment and rights for sex workers, but societal attitudes and implementation of these rights still need to be addressed. Health initiatives. Health initiatives are crucial for the well-being of sex workers. Organizations like Swati, Sex Workers Health and Advocacy Team India, and VHS, Voluntary Health Services in Chennai, focus on HIV prevention and mental health support, ensuring that sex workers have access to essential health services. Rights and safety. Advocacy groups like Tambam India and Sangram work tirelessly to protect the rights and safety of sex workers. These organizations emphasize the need for social acceptance and economic empowerment, helping to combat stigma and discrimination. The role of NGOs and advocacy groups. The landscape is supported by numerous NGOs that advocate for the rights and safety of sex workers. For instance, the Indian Community Welfare Organization in Chennai works with vulnerable populations, including sex workers, and may connect individuals with further advocacy resources. Additionally, the Tamil Nadu State AIDS Control Society collaborates with NGOs to enhance support for sex worker collectives, playing a pivotal role in health outreach. Path forward policy recommendations. To improve conditions for sex workers in India, we need to make some important changes. First, we should define sex work clearly as voluntary engagement in sexual conduct for payment. This will protect the rights and help create better regulations. Next, we should legalize and regulate the sex work industry. This ensures that only consenting adults are involved, reducing the risk of exploitation. Licensing brothels could enhance safety and monitoring. It's also crucial to recognize sex work as legitimate employment. This means providing access to social security benefits, minimum wage, and legal rights, which would empower sex workers and help reduce stigma. Lastly, public health initiatives should prioritize regular health checkups, safe sex practices, and healthcare access for both sex workers and the clients. Now, let's see about the current situation of the sex workers in Chennai. Sex workers in Chennai face complex challenges. They strive for dignity and rights. Sex work isn't illegal, but related activities are criminalized. This exposes workers to harassment. The 2022 Supreme Court decision aimed to protect them, but implementation is inconsistent. Stigma affects access to healthcare, housing, and education. Discrimination extends to their children, perpetuating poverty. Sex workers face health risks like STIs. Outreach programs exist, but stigma deters access. Unsafe working conditions increase vulnerability to violence. Economic necessity drives many to sex work. The pandemic worsened their situation. NGOs offer skill development for alternative livelihoods. Organizations provide legal aid and health services. Community led initiatives empower sex workers to advocate for their rights. Sex workers show resilience. Society must support their rights for just a future. Now, let's talk about some recent news involving sex workers. These stories reveal the tough challenges they face, including dangers, exploitation, and legal struggles. By looking at these events, we can better understand why it's so important to have stronger protections and fairer laws for sex workers. Let's start with the first story, which shows just how serious these issues can be. First, Chennai. Woman pushes her daughter's friends from school into prostitution racket. 7 more were arrested. Police said the primary culprit in the case, Kavita, targeted her daughter's classmates at a local school. According to the police sources, she became familiar with the girls on the idea of teaching them dance classes and beautician training, suggesting it would help them earn money part time. Preliminary investigations found that some of the accused clients had taken the girls to Hyderabad and Delhi. Clients had taken the girls to Hyderabad and Delhi. If some girls resisted after some time, she threatened them, saying the videos of the girls with the clients would be sent to their parents. Some of the clients were elderly men from Hyderabad and Coimbatore who preferred schoolgirls and were ready to pay more, the police said. The accused were brought before a magistrate and remanded in judicial detention. Officials from the District Child Protection Unit, Childline, and the Child Welfare Committee are assisting in counseling the victims. Second, several women sex workers and men were arrested by the police in T Nagar for the involvement in illegal sexual activities. 7 men were arrested, but the number of women detained was not disclosed. The police discovered that a location masquerading as an employment office was actually being used for prostitution. The women involved were reported to be from North India, and it was revealed that the clients were taken to the fake employment office to negotiate with the sex workers. Third, a 23-year-old man in Tamil Nadu, an engineering graduate, was arrested after he allegedly killed a sex worker by striking her head with a hammer during a dispute over payment on September 17, 2004. After realizing she had died, he disposed of her body in a suitcase at a construction site in Thuraipakam. The incident occurred while his family was away, and the police identified and arrested Parthiban following an investigation. Fourth, the Y Squad police in Chennai received a tip-off about sex work happening at a service apartment on Narasimha Road, T Nagar. Under the supervision of Deputy Commissioner Vanitha, a raid was conducted by Assistant Commissioner Rajalakshmi and Inspector Srinivasan. They confirmed that women were being involved in sex work and arrested a man named Ramesh while rescuing a woman. The police are searching for others involved, including a club owner named Danush and a well known broker named Karthi. Conclusion. The landscape of sex work in India is intricate and full of legal hurdles affecting many lives. By thoughtfully addressing these issues with policy changes, we can foster an equitable and safe environment for sex workers, upholding their rights and dignity. In the shadows of our cities, a world often unseen exists. My name is Rani. I never imagined this would be my life, said Rani. Choices are made when there is no support. Sex work often results from poverty and limited opportunities. Yet stigma isolates them further. Organizations advocate for their rights and dignity. Our goal is to provide support without judgment, said by a social worker. Empowerment begins with education. Workshops help reclaim dignity. I was tricked, sold into this life, a sex worker. Advocates work to decriminalize sex work. Decriminalization is about giving sex workers control, said by a legal expert. Changing perceptions is crucial for societal change.